primitive workouts like trail running, picking up rocks, throwing them around. That's something that I did. I remember years ago when I was, I think I was 15, I went over to Russia to one of the Russian wrestling national training camps, and that's what we did. That was some of the things that we did. We'd go on like a team run and pick up rocks and throw them and things like that. So that's Joey's picking up, carrying on our old tradition of doing that kind of fitness to get ready.
His opponent, Ron Snee, he's out of the local school in Pittsburgh, the Mat Factory Wrestling Club under Isaac Reed. Isaac cross trains with us quite a bit at Stout. He's competed, I believe, actually he's one of the first competitors that we've had tonight that's competed on every single one of our events, from blue belt through to purple belt.
And you always see the Mat Factory guys. I mean, they're an excellent high school and youth wrestling club, as well as a jiu-jitsu mixed martial arts school. And so you know those guys are going to have good wrestling skill and that wrestling feel to them when they come out. So that makes it, if that's a style you like. Oh, here he is countering a single leg though. It looks like he got single legged and he chose to pull into a guard. That seemed like a conscious decision. I mean, Joey had a great single leg there, and Ron it looked like he had to either, he had a decision to continue to defend or pull to guard, and he did get himself to a closed guard. So, in this sub-only format, that wasn't a big penalty for getting that takedown. Now they're back on their feet. Both of these guys look pretty competent on their feet. And wow, Joey hit a nice kind of a sacrifice type guard pull and turned it right into a sweep into mount. He's got a half T now. He's isolating the arm. So now he's got a gift wrap, and he's doing this a great
job.
Back
to half T.
Great job on the mount, and this is gonna, whether he gets a submission here or not, it's gonna really wear on Ron to be in this position if he's in here for any length of time.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to train with Joey, but I can imagine as one of Sean Williams' students, he's going to be having some really great pressure from mount here. Working back to try to pry that arm out to go back for that half T again. Ron is doing a good job pulling his elbows in to try and prevent him from extending that arm and getting any sort of attack going there from mount. He's working to frame up and try to mount some sort of escape here.
But I mean, he's purely defending right now, and it's this position is, it's tiring up the referee. Our referee just stopped the position. He's going to start this back in the center. I feel like the restart at this point may favor Ron, but he was able to kind of get his arms in a little better position on that restart than what he had. But we see
Joey's prying that elbow out again.
And he has good pressure on the side of his face, and that's really, he has his feet crossed underneath, not allowing Ron to get his legs down for any type of elbow escape. Just solid pressure here in the mount.
You can tell with his ankles crossed, he's pressing down with his hips. A lot of hip pressure as well as that shoulder pressure.
A lot of times here in this, when you have this great mount control, people will use it just to wear down their opponents, and that could be a good strategy. Now he's going for a mounted triangle, though. He goes right as I say that, he goes on an attack, and looks like he has the triangle. He rolls to the bottom to try to finish. He has a pretty good angle. I'd like to see him. He lost the angle.
And
he's back.
Ron's able to escape off a armbar attempt there at the end.
I think on that triangle, one of the issues was he was locked over his foot a little bit more than his
it wasn't quite as tight as he probably wanted it to be, and he wasn't able to get the angle the way he wanted it to be. He was still a little bit too front-facing.
So Ron is looking. He has a reap here. It's kind of a false reap, and he's onto a backside ankle lock, but wasn't able to hold the position up. So our referee's going to reset them in close guard, which is, that's what we like to do. We have a small edge of the mat. You can see our crowds right on the edge of the mat. Gives a good atmosphere, but it's more imperative for them to wrestle in the center.
Yeah. Although we try to give them as big of a mat space as possible with a 26.5 by 26.5 square for the competitors, to a little bit bigger than your typical tournament size jiu-jitsu ring.
and it looks like Joey's positioning his hands, getting posture. Ron's doing a pretty good job of putting pressure on his posture. I'd like to see Joey get his hands maybe more in a little better position there from the top. Ron is trying to establish a head control, and he throws a triangle. Quick triangle.
He's going for a reverse triangle now.
Yeah, he has an opposite triangle. He doesn't look like he has great position right now as far as a submission. What he needs to do is either sweep to the top, or now he's broken his posture down. So he has an opposite triangle.
Opposite triangle again. But again, his triangle's locked over his foot just like Joey before.
Yeah, that's probably putting some pressure, but I don't think he's going to get the submission unless he makes some adjustments on that.
The triangle's, yeah.
Yeah,
he looks like he's adjusting.
He looks like he's adjusting to a more of a. It looks like he attempted to go to a front triangle, but he doesn't really have a great position for it, and he loses it. So his hip was on the wrong side after he switched from that opposite triangle.
Joey's able to open his guard, and
he goes right on right to a footlock and turns it into a heel hook. He has a outside heel hook with an outside ashi. Oh, he gets a back, and Ron does a beautiful back take attempt. He looks like he's scrambling. Oh, and he scrambles up into a triangle. This is an action-packed match.
This is an action-packed match.
What a great match.
I don't think we've had 15 seconds without a submission attempt.
Attacks nonstop.
And that's what we like to see in our events. I tell the competitors prior, like, if you win an extremely boring match, and you're trying just to stall out and just eke out a win in overtime, I don't know if we want you back. But if you lose an action-packed match where it's back and forth and you get submitted, I'll definitely want you back.
Yeah, I mean, these last two matches have been just non-stop attacks, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, this is really, and this is why we do this submission-only format for our events, is because a lot of the spectators, they aren't necessarily jiu-jitsu practitioners. For family members and things like that, we want them to see an exciting event, so maybe it'll pique their interest in trying jiu-jitsu themselves. They'll see it as something that they might want to try out because it looks fun, it looks exciting, it looks just adrenaline-filled and action-packed.
They're going into their first overtime here, and Ron has a really strong. He seems like he was losing it.
Joey was able to peel that hand off, although for a second there, Ron did have the hand anchored under his chin.
And this could be a little bit of a dangerous position for Joey if Ron would extend him. He's doing a good job of hand fighting, though. He has that bottom hand is inside on his face. You can see that climbing up, and that's gonna. So right now. Ron really doesn't. Now it changed a little bit, but he doesn't really have. He didn't have an opportunity to choke, to strangle with.
He's controlling very well with that body triangle.
Now he gets the finish. Gets a quick. That was a really nice setup. He went on the arm, distracted with the arm, and went on to rear naked strangle. But now we switch it around, and Joey gets a chance to see if he can submit faster. He can still win this match if he can submit faster than his opponent did. Now, I don't see the time. The timekeepers have it. I would estimate it was around 40 seconds. There was quite a bit of action before that, 30, 40 seconds. Yep. And Ron's out. So now
Joey.
Now it's a race against, just a race against the clock now, right?
Yeah. If Joey doesn't get a submission in faster than Ron got that finish, Ron will win.
And Ron's back to that opposite triangle. I mean, it really doesn't, it's really not an issue. It's probably over. Yeah, it was over anyway. That was not a finish. That was just the time. His
expired.
The submission, either the time expired or it was, ran into the time when Ron had gotten his submission. So we have a winner.
Yep.
Matt Factory gets a win there.